When I examine the Star Wars Skywalker saga, there's one thing I really gotta say is that there are two main villains that really do mystify me, and that is of course no other than Darth Sidious / Emperor Palpatine and Supreme Leader Snoke that will be explained in greater depth in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So what's really great about this film is that we do know that this movie is going to be answering a lot of questions that a lot of fans had in The Force Awakens, and especially when we got the teaser trailer over at Star Wars Celebration 2 months ago, involving Darth Sidious and his laughter at the very end of the footage, leaving fans wondering as to exactly what place will Palpatine have in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intriguing for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of what's described to be in the form of a flashback and part of the origins of the First Order, where there is said to be a rear shot of a younger Supreme Leader Snoke in a black cloak, viewing what is described to be a large hologram of Darth Sidious. The large hologram of Sidious is said to explain to Snoke indirectly about a world in the unknown regions that would be used to rebuild a new empire. It's described that the Palpatine hologram in front of Snoke is an enlarged upper half portion of Palpatine that eventually turns into an enlarged map to the unknown regions, where Palpatine also reveals of a star system that must be destroyed that is the location of a new species or race that hold the potential to become new Jedi. The sequence is described to be brief, however very vital to the plot, showing a glimpse of the origins of the First Order, and additionally it's described that the Palpatine hologram also reveals to Snoke indirectly has found a way to eternal life, and that this is said to intrigue Snoke to search for Emperor Palpatine. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, obviously this takes place well after Palpatine's death, and this takes place sometime before the events of The Force Awakens. So, like we actually heard from Vanity Fair, they confirmed this a couple of weeks ago, that the origins of the First Order is going to be a big focus in Episode 9. And in this case, it's in the form of a flashback involving Supreme Leader Snoke, listening and watching this hologram of Palpatine, where the Palpatine hologram is actually talking to Snoke indirectly, telling about these plans of how to build a new empire in the unknown regions, selecting a specific planet based in the unknown regions. Now, this most likely connects to what we went over not too long ago of Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren actually discovering a world that's near the unknown regions that holds the origins of the First Order, the headquarters of the First Order that was actually going to be intended to be used by Supreme Leader Snoke in The Force Awakens. However, he decided to go mobile. So the other piece that I really do find very intriguing is how the Palpatine hologram eventually reveals to Snoke, once again indirectly, that there is a star system that holds these Force-sensitive individuals, this species or race, if you will, that really do hold the potential to become new Jedi. Now, we heard about this not too long ago, about the Dark Prince, who, by the way, is going to be something like Prince Xizor from the Expanded Universe, where he's going to help out Finn, Poe, and Rey, as well as Chewbacca, and in exchange for a certain device, he helps them in order to discover the location of this star system, as well as the location of the First Order headquarters. Now, this is where things begin to get a little tricky and interesting for sure, involving both Snoke and Palpatine, is that this hologram eventually reveals that Snoke, or should I say that Palpatine, has found a way to eternal life, and that this really intrigues Supreme Leader Snoke to go search for Darth Sidious. Now, we've actually been going over this for quite a long time now, that there is going to be a big connection between both Snoke and Palpatine that will be explained in The Rise of Skywalker, and a lot of people have always been wondering exactly what that connection really is going to be. So, we do know this, is that this movie is going to be a revelation film. It's going to have a lot of twists and turns, a lot of answers to those burning questions from The Force Awakens, as well as answers to, well, questions that we never really asked about. And I think that's going to be the surprising factor in Episode 9, is that JJ is really trying to set things high here, as making this movie the best of the sequel trilogy, and quite possibly the best Star Wars film in Star Wars history, which I don't think it'll be the best in history, because I don't think anything can really top Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, whatever have you. But I really do believe, and I really do believe this, that this film is going to be the best of the sequel trilogy without a doubt. You know, if you look at The Force Awakens, it was kind of a beat for beat of A New Hope. It was playing it safe. The Last Jedi, it took too many risks and went in a weird direction in my point of view for the character of Luke, and it really didn't sit well with a lot of fans. And now with Episode 9, it's going to have more nostalgia, more callbacks, if you will, at the same exact time introducing original stories and original paths for our characters that they will be going on in this film. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.